Hi, Peter Charles here, Hooked for Life, fly fishing. And we're going to do something a little different today. A smaller streamer, more buggy in appearance. I think it'd be quite a killer pattern for trout. It's called the fox squirrel picket pin, and it's predominantly brown and peacock herl. So that's pretty hard to beat for a color combination. So let's get started with the fox squirrel picket pin and have a look at the materials. As I said, we're going to drop in size, so we're going to go to a size 6 streamer, 2 extra heavy, 3 extra long. So it's going to be quite a small fly. And our thread is 8/0 Veevus black. The tail on the hackle is going to be brown hackle. Our body is going to be peacock herl. We're going to use gold tinsel in a size small. And the tail is going to be fox squirrel. So let's get going. So I've prepared 2 hackle tips already, and you'll see that they have a different color inside versus outside, so we have to turn them so they face inwards, and we just put them on there and try not to have them move, so that requires some soft wraps. Give me everything on top. There we go, that's good. Now make sure they don't move. Trim that off. Now for our rib. Now for a hackle. Now, and I said there's a light side and a dark side, so you want to make sure this points the right way, so I'm going to have the light side facing me. We'll tie it in by the tip. And finally the peacock herl. I'm going to use 3 strands. I'm going to tie them in by the base. Now if you've seen my other videos, you've seen me make a dubbing loop out of peacock herl to avoid breakage. I'm not going to worry about that this time because we've got a lot of rib material to go over here, and the palmered hackle. So I'm just going to go very easily. Leave yourself some room here because we're going to put a peacock herl head in here, something we've not done before in previous videos. Next up, we're going to palmer the hackle. Now we're going to counterwind the rib, and I'll show you how to counterwind over all that palmering. I'm going to put 1 turn at the back to try and secure those brown hackle tips. Then as you come forward, wiggle like mad as you go through to try to avoid trapping barbs. There we go. Now time for a fox squirrel. If you want shorter hairs for a smaller fly, go down towards the base of the tail. If you go up the end of the tail, you're going to get longer fibers. And for a small fly like this, we don't need them. Okay, I think I got a little bit too much there, so I'm going to take some out. There we go. You've got to keep the wing in proportion to the fly. So I'll cut that off. Yeah, I managed to trap a couple of barbs there. Just trim them off. One little trick you can do if you've ever tracked a barb, just use your half hitch tool to push them back, like that. There we go. Keep the wing on top. Now you notice the head looks rather big, and that's because we're going to finish off with some peacock herl, and we need room for that. So I'm just going to put a few wraps in there, trim off that tag. And I'm just going to go very gently. You know, so I'm not using my rotary vise here. And I'm just going to finish off the head, just smoothing down that last bit. And now we wet finish. And the last bit is some head cement, and we're going to be careful because we don't want any head cement on that peacock herl. There we go, the Picket pin. Nice little streamer. Kind of interesting to put that peacock herl around the head. The palmered hackle should move very well in the water. And you've got that nice squirrel tail wing, fox squirrel tail wing I should say, which is one of my favorite materials. I use it a lot. That's why this thing looks rather picked over. I tie a lot of my flies using it. Anyway, there we go, the fox squirrel Picket pin. I think that one should do well. Cheers.